By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Get him. Get him.
Hey, what's going on? You're tuning into 20 Tim Minutes. This is a podcast that focuses on mental health through humor, insight, and personal stories. And I have a frog in my throat. Stand by. Hey, I'm back. This is a podcast that focuses on mental health through humor, insight, and personal stories. I am your host, Tim McCarthy. This is episode 115 or 115 or whatever you want to say about it. Hope everyone's doing good. It's been a little bit, I know. I'm a little bit delayed on this episode. You know your boy's going through it, but I'm feeling a little bit better. But first, don't forget you can go to 2010minutes.com to learn more about me. You can go to my shop. I only have a limited amount of t-shirts left. I think I just have one extra small, a large, and extra larges. So act fast, $5 t-shirts. I also have hats. It's going to be sunny soon. It is sunny today. It's very nice today in the state of Massachusetts. It was good for me. I got out and so forth. But yeah, buy some merch, download my app, do the whole damn thing. Come say hi, hello, and thanks. So today I helped my mom today, not to go into her personal business, but she's going through a little bit of adversity in her way. And I said to her, I was like, hey, everything's going to be all right. She goes, oh, I know. Everything is always all right. And it hit me in a positive way where I was like, yeah, she can be so positive. Why can't I be positive about the future? So I'm trying to get that approach. Mamas know best. Everyone knows mama knows best. If you have a good relationship with your mom or even your dad, go give them a shout. Go give them a call, text, whatever. Appreciate the time you guys have together because I like to do that with my mom. My mom rules, like straight up. My mom's the best. Like doesn't give a flying fuck. Loves to be the center of attention, which is great. She's wicked funny. Loves to dance. Just a fun-loving individual who has a lot of love to give. And she treated me right as a kid, and the way I act as a human being is all thanks to her. She raised a good young man, you know, and I'm also the favorite son. If Bill, Melissa, or Andrew listen to this, you guys know I'm the favorite son. So I had therapy today. Went pretty well. Again, I always go into it being like, I have nothing to talk about this week. And lo and behold, we have so much to talk about. I talked to him about my anxiety, how I always worry about the future, where I will make decisions about stuff that probably won't even happen. Where obviously I'm moving at some point and I don't know where I'm moving and I'm already worried about my neighbors. Isn't that weird? I've been pretty blessed with everywhere I lived. I've had great neighbors, so I'm due. I'm due. So then he brought up Murphy's Law to me because I always think the worst of everything. Murphy's Law, typically stated as anything that can go wrong will go wrong. In some formulation, it is extended to anything that can go wrong will go wrong and at the worst possible time. I like that one a little bit better. I always prepare for the worst because if you prepare for the worst, then you're going to be ready for it and you won't be as shocked. So I don't prepare for the best, I prepare for the worst. So when you get down to that low level, you know how to get out of it. So it's actually in a positive way. Look at me being positive. Prepare for the worst and move on. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. I don't know what to say. But yeah, Murphy's Law, don't really know much about it. Don't know where it came from. Probably should have did some research, but that's what we talked about. But yeah, therapy was good today. I also talked to him about my ADHD, about me paying attention. I have a tough time paying attention to people, and it's not because they're boring. It's because there's a lot going on. I've always said that like I'm Doctor Strange of like the ADHD human world, where like I want to do 20 million different things at once, and I can't. So I look everywhere. Like I'll be in a conversation and I'll see like Larry Bird on the TV, and I'm like, oh, Larry Bird. I used to work at the Boston Celtics Pro Shop. I had a customer one time return something. Oh no, Steve Levy. See, now I'm trailing off. Steve Levy from ESPN came in and he had a foam finger and it had like a little like rip on the fingertip. And I was like, oh, that's a nasty hangnail. And I thought he was going to laugh about it and he didn't, but he returned it. But I was like, I used to see a little bit of people, like I used to see the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics come in there and it was a really good job. So there's my ADHD where I see one thing and it just spirals and adapts and goes into these different thoughts. And then I try to get back into a conversation. I'm like, fuck, but I'm really good at listening at the same time I'm doing stuff. I couldn't say back verbatim of what you're saying, but for the most part, I'm picking up what you're putting down. And also, my eye contact is terrible. I'm always like talking out, like I can't even look at the camera for Christ's sakes. But then sometimes I'll look at myself in the camera, so I'm not making eye contact again. But like, why am I looking at myself? I don't know why. This is again, this is the life I live. I wonder if anyone else has the same issues and everything. But yeah, so weed and ADHD is a combo that some people have. THC, which is in marijuana or the devil's lettuce, if you will. It's a psychoactive component that causes people to feel high when they use marijuana. It works by attaching to the body's cannabinoid receptors, which are found throughout the brain and nervous system. So if you smoking that sticky icky, you got that THC in you, baby. And it's not to be confused with CBD, which is cannabinoid. Is that what it is? I don't know. Like, I love how they break it down like easy things. I couldn't tell you what CBD stands for. I have it written out. I'm not going to pronounce it again. You know me. We all know what CBD is. It's like THC without the THC. It's a non-psychoactive component in cannabis and hemp. It acts in different areas of the brain and has been found to counteract the effects of THC. It also doesn't produce a high, therefore it's not addicting. This is one reason it has grown in popularity over recent years. While most people commonly believe that different strains of cannabis produce different effects, research has shown these differences may be not completely accurate due to the extensive crossbreeding. Yeah, I've gone over this before. Like the weed names are ridiculous. It's like SpongeBob, Sub Zero, Uppercut, Kush, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, oh no, it's good for making you more relaxed, but it gives you happiness and stuff. Like, how do they know that? There's just like people, again, every time I think of research, I think of people in lab coats with Bunsen burners and everything. And there's just like doctors smoking weed and be like, huh, this one is making me happy. How do they know that? Get me on the committee of naming weed. I will give it a sniff and I'll come out with something great. I'll be like, Green Lantern's light, boom. That would be a good one. Or book smell, smells like a book. Or a newspaper article, smells like a newspaper. I don't know if they have weed that smells like that. That'd be pretty cool though. You guys smoke marijuana? It's cool if you do, but don't abuse it. You know, if you have a drug test coming up, don't put don't put bleach on your finger and try to pee on your finger. That's not a good thing to do. I've heard people doing that. Not me. I'm not being like I'm not saying that thing where like it's like oh I say something and I pretend it's somebody else, but it's actually me. I did not do that. I had a friend that did that. I think it fucking worked too, which is a wild move. Like why do you smell like bleach? I'm like I just got out of the pool and you just start peeing on your finger to pass a drug test. I think they need to stop making people have to take a drug test for marijuana. It's like medically cleared in most states, so like it's medicinal. So like even if you go in with a medicinal card, they're still like, yeah, we're not taking you in. So that's a tough buy. That's tough by it. That's tough by it. What the fuck does that even mean? Nevertheless, indica strains are thought to have a higher proportion of CBD because that makes you a little bit drowsy, which research has found to be the most beneficial component of those with ADHD. So if you're smoking that indica, which is in the couch, that's how you remember it. Sativa is like, that's one that keeps you up. Indica, in the couch, it's going to make you just be chilling. Remember that old commercial where the girls like melted on the couch because she smoked marijuana? That she was smoking indica, if you didn't know. Um, Also, CBD alone is not addictive. Therefore, oh, I already read that. Oh no, CBD alone is not addictive. Therefore, choosing products without THC might be a better route for people with ADHD. So then, 2016, qualitative analysis of online discussions around cannabis use and ADHD confirmed this trend, finding that overall online discussions indicated that cannabis is considered therapeutic for ADHD. So if you have ADHD out there, do you smoke marijuana? Some people think they have ADHD, but they're not diagnosed. Like the self-diagnosis, I get, like, like all the symptoms are there, and like maybe you don't have insurance to go to the doctors and stuff. You might have similarities, but sometimes I have similarities, and like, yeah, I don't pay attention either, and I don't have ADHD, but I get hyper focused on shit sometimes. I haven't been hyper focused on a lot of things because I feel like my Adderall isn't working anymore. I've been taking 60 milligrams a day, and your boy can take a nap on them, like horse tranquilizer. You can't take me out, baby. A 2020 study on adults with ADHD who took medical cannabis, the devil's lettuce, found that those who took a higher dose of medical cannabis components like CBD reduced their ADHD medication intake. Interesting. Adderall and marijuana produced a unique effect on cardiovascular function that was neither positive nor negative when compared with either medication taken alone. That's interesting. But yeah, if you smoke marijuana and have ADHD and take anxiety, I would love to know. Take anxiety. What the fuck is wrong with me today? Maybe I'm high. Maybe there's so much THC on my computer that I'm getting a contact high. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry, people. I'm all over the map lately. And it's fine. This makes for good episodes. So I know spending money is a big issue when it comes to mental health. Like, obviously, you might not have insurance or your insurance copays are just out of control, which can help. But there's things to do that can help you out. And I know I've gone over these things like from time after time. But if you're new to this podcast or this is the first episode you ever listen to, these are some good tips. They're not my tips. These are things I found online because some of them I do, some of them I don't do, even though I should do, but I really don't do. And I'm kind of like a walk-in contradiction when it comes to, like, that's why I have imposter syndrome. Like a lot of this shit, I'm like, oh, I'm promoting it, but then like I don't even do it. Fuck. Exercise. Simple exercises, walking on the treadmill, walking outside, doing little things, picking up boxes, putting them down, whatever you want to do. Buy the Ring Fit for the Nintendo Switch, which I bought and I only use like 9 times. And then also you can push yourself a little bit and do like real exercise. Real exercises, doing like kettlebell squats. You know what I mean? I'm a big squat guy. I have a great ass. I'm not afraid to admit that. My squat game is out of control. So if you ever walk behind me, you got a great view. Go outside your comfort zone. Resilience is the ability to come back from and grow as a result of challenge and adversity. It's about managing difficult experiences, learning from them, and ultimately being able to thrive. I need to get out of my comfort zone. That's one of the ones I do not do because I love my comfort zone. It's a lot easier, but life isn't easy, and you gotta get out of your comfort zone. Like I should be promoting this podcast a little bit more. I should be going out. I should be just doing my thing to help out. Learning new skills is a good one. What am I trying to learn recently? I know there's something. I like learning about certain things, like on YouTube. It's like, how does a clock work? And I'll like look up clocks. How did time work? Like, when did time start? Like, I know they use sundials and shit, but when did they go over to clocks? And how did they set them at that first time? Were they like 3, 2, 1, go? But then one guy goes, what the fuck is 3? Because they didn't come up with numbers yet. These are the answers I need. I don't need to know about religion if there's a God. I need to know about the little things, like how the fuck were clocks started. Like, why is it 24 hours? You know what I mean? Why is it not just 12? Well, I guess because it gets dark and then there's, yeah. I don't know. We need to stop changing the time too. This whole farmers shit where that's why they do the time change. But there's like lights out there that are pretty much like real like sunlight that they use. You ever see driving on the highway and you see the night crew working on it? Those lights are so bright. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Volunteer. I've always wanted to volunteer. I don't have the time. I would volunteer at like a dog shelter, a dog shelter, a fucking animal shelter. I can't speak English today. Me fail English? That's impossible. Sing and dance like no one's watching. That's a big one. Again, music is proven to help out your mood. And depending on what you listen to something happy, you're going to feel happy. If you listen to something depressing, you're obviously going to feel depressed. There's a couple songs. It's like those songs that like you play and like you look out the window and it's like raining and the car's driving. And then you just like, life, man. How does it pass us by? Keep talking. This one is an interesting one I found out. There's a huge evidence base for the psychological benefits of talking, including reduced stress, elevated mood, reduced anxiety, and more effective problem solving. So I talk for 20 minutes, and I'm not usually depressed in here. There's been a couple episodes early on that I was like, I'm fucking not in the mood for this at all, but I stayed to my word, and I was like, I got to keep on doing this until the wheels fall off. The wheels are shaking. The wheels are shaking. I need to go get that alignment. Writing in a journal, obviously that's good. Like you just write down your thoughts, you can go back. I was writing in a journal for a little bit, gave up, need to do it again because when I go to my therapy sessions, I always forget what I want to talk about. And I'll just bring something up and he'll just like unravel my brain. He breaks me down in different parts. There's like sad Tim, happy Tim, and then it'll be like broken down in like a little bit. It's like, oh, this is anxious Tim. This is Tim that doesn't like going out by himself to stores. It's like he picks me apart and like I have so many different variations of myself. I'm a different variable. It's like Loki. the show Loki, where like there was like a different amount of Lokis. So there's a different amount of Tims out there, and and it feels like I have a fucking split personality because of that. Remember the movie Split? That movie was good. I think John Cusack's in it. A couple other people I don't remember. I don't know if it's even called Split, but it's pretty good. Is it? I don't know. Then obviously having some me time. Make sure you take care of yourself. Whatever you like to do for yourself. Shut down the phone. Get off TikTok. Cool down the jets. Go get a pedi, mani, whatever you want. I need a pedi soon. My toenails are getting long. I got one down the street. I got to go see them. I like it. The girls always look at me weird. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, that's girly. It's like, dude, you're on your feet all day. You're not going to get them pampered and massaged. I like when it's like scalding hot. They put like the hot stones on there. I'm like, hotter, hotter, hotter. Same thing. So speaking about animal shelters, therapy dogs are awesome. You ever come across a therapy dog? They really do help. It's always like a golden retriever though, or like a black lab. It's one of the two. It's never like a pit bull or a fucking Rottweiler or a Chihuahua. It's always like a fucking golden retriever, a Labrador. But there are cons. There's always pros to things, but there's always cons too. Like having a dog and an animal is like very therapeutic. But there's two big things when it comes to animals if you don't have an animal, just to let you know. Lack of sleep is a huge one. I have two fucking wild ass cats that love bombing around the house when I'm sleeping or jumping on my stomach. One of my cats is 10 pounds. Like think about I have a 10-pound like jumping on your stomach and then jumping off. That will wake you up instantly. And obviously sleep is a big component with mental health. You need sleep. You need good sleep, not just like 4 hours. You need like a good 8 hours or maybe even like a 20-minute power nap here and there. That's what you need. And also the cost of animals. They're not cheap. They'll be cheap for a year. Then you have the yearly checkup, shots, blood work, and then any emergency they might have. And then you're paying out of pocket because dog insurance is kind of a crap. It's like a crock of shit. So if you it's like for basic stuff. If like your dog has hip dysplasia, they don't fucking cover that, which is big in German Shepherds. And I have a German Shepherd as well named Charles Barkley. I don't know if I went over my animals. I have a German Shepherd named Charles Barkley. I have a pit bull that's blind named Fanny. I have two cats. One's a Persian named Leo, and the other one is a Maine Coon Calico mix named Lucille, which I named after the song Lucille by Little Richard. If you haven't heard that song, go listen to it. It's really good. So to finish up, I have a tough time cleaning when I'm depressed, so here's some tips to do that. Keep as you go. Set manageable goals. Learn to work efficiently. Break through procrastination. Cut yourself some slack. Delegate when possible. Hire someone to help. Obviously, hire someone to help is pretty costly, but it's tough. Keep as you go. Like obviously, like try to body motion stays in motion. Like don't let the plates pile up. Clean them like right away. Wash them right away. Put them away. I don't do that. I'm a soaker. Good thing my fucking roommates do the dishes. Set manageable goals. Go slow. Like I'm gonna take care of my room first. Then I'm gonna take care of the bathroom. I'm a big organizer. I love organizing. I was big into Tetris. Even though I wasn't that good at Tetris, I played it like normal, but like I didn't know there was like moves you did for like extra points. Like the one that looked like a fucking nipple. I don't know. That one's like the most key piece that you can use. Learn to work efficiently, break through procrastination. Obviously, like you got to put down the phone, get off TikTok, and just power right through it. Cut yourself some slack. You know what I mean? I'm cutting myself some slack. You should see the inside of this fucking closet that I'm recording in. Like it looks crazy behind me. It is crazier in front of me. I have my signed baseball I got from 90s Con. I have the Green Lantern. I have zip ties. I have an old microphone buffer. I have the head of Herman Munster. Like I have 4 water bottles and a coffee mug. Shout out to the It Ain't Wet from Sweat Baby. Those are my boys. But yeah, that's been another episode of 20 Tim Minutes. I thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Tim McCarthy. It's always a pleasure to do these and have people listen and interact with me. So if you listen to this episode, please follow me on all social media, 20timminutes.com. That's 20 with 1 M. And you know what? I love you guys and have a good one. And we're clear.
You can
This podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you are feeling suicidal, please dial 911.